Hi. Thanks for clicking on my face. This is a video um I'm kind of making off the cusp that I didn't plan on making, but I sort of felt like I had to make to get off my chest. What I really wanted to talk about is life, motivation, and following hard paths, dreams. Who am I to talk about all of that? You might wonder. Nobody. We listen to all these people like actors and TV stars and politicians and famous people and influencers, and hear about their lives and their takes and selling packages on things and advice. And what we don't often hear, or maybe we're hearing more of, I find in 2026, is from the real people, the small people, the everyday people who we actually have shared experience with and we're a lot more similar to than the larger than life sort of icons. Point of this video is to talk to anyone who maybe relates to continue the experience of content creation. It's also maybe I'm saying some things I just need to hear myself. You're probably wondering, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he wearing a blanket made out of a film clapper board? Why did I click on this video? Why am I still watching this video? Well, last one's on you. The rest I can sort of answer. In the blanket because I like movies and I like this blanket. It has a matching pillow. Why you clicked on this video? I don't know. I assume you are looking for someone to relate to right now. I assume you are looking for some sort of motivation right now, which I don't know if I can give. And I assume maybe you're in the same experience of what I'm wanting to talk about. Every single one of us, every person on earth, I realize wants to do something they're not doing. The reasoning for that, in my opinion, can vary. You're going to get a lot of people who say life's too unfair. You're going to get people who want to blame the rich, blame society or the circumstances of geography or their birth. And you know what? A lot of those things are probably very valid, but that's not the thing that's actually difficult, I think. Because, we've seen a lot of successful people come from a lot of different walks of life. What I think is difficult, and I think most of us struggle with, one is making instant changes. Well, again, not all. Some of us are better than others. A lot of us really struggle with change, making an adjustment to the schedule, committing to a schedule, committing to something different than what we're used to. Because often what that means is having to give up things that we're currently used to and things that we're currently comfortable in to try a new thing. I find, and maybe some of you could relate to this, but I find that like I get really excited and I'll want to start something and I'm jazzed, whether it's a new job, uh, content creation, a new art form, an idea that I have. And then I get really sort of obsessed and really passionate. And that's all I want to do. But then what ends up happening is, of course, that's not all you can do, right? That's capitalism, baby. That's just like, it's impossible to only do the thing that you love doing all the time or only do the thing you're obsessed with doing all the time. Here's an example. Getting back on YouTube, I have attempted to make YouTube videos or TikTok videos or some sort of content for years now, off and on. And it waves, bro. It waves like this. That's a wave. Hi, wave. Like, partly, again, those outside factors are valid. It is partly the algorithm. It is partly being a small fish in a huge pond. If I go back through every time that I have attempted this journey, or any other journey, whether it's filmmaking, when I got into painting a couple years ago, what always ends up happening is I make like so many videos right away. I write a whole script in like a day and get really fucking jazzed on making it. 8 paintings over the course of 2 months when I started. But in order to do these things, I'm sacrificing a lot of other parts of my life. Jobs, life, fatherhood now, husbandry, not like other, like being a husband. What ends up happening is I fall off that obsessive schedule where I'm like video, 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 painting, painting, painting. And then you get in your own head because you fell off of that and now you're missing your schedule like I did this past week, coming full circle. Well, then you don't go back longer and then you take more time. Then you start getting comfortable in your old routines again. And that change that you initially made because you made it sort of unrealistically, well, now you're having a hard time getting back to it. It's sort of the same logic I think a lot of people, myself, have had with working out and dieting, is you dive really head first. I'm a big time all or nothing person, which is not healthy, not recommended. And I think that's one thing that I need to work on, especially if I want to be successful in something like this. Balance is key. With that said, I do believe really deserve it if you're not willing to sacrifice a lot for a job where you play video games or talk about the movie you saw on the weekend into a fucking camera in your fucking office. That's a job anybody should be very grateful. Unrealistic planning and having a hard time committing to change. Because, like I said, I dive into videos, I sacrifice a lot of things in my normal day to day, but then I eventually have to catch back up with these things, but then I sacrifice videos. I'm not very organized, if you're not getting that. The number two thing that I think a lot of content creators sort of fail at, or people who want to get into content creation, or just have a dream. Take the YouTube aspect, maybe even out of it. You just have, yeah, you just have a dream or something. And this one, I've had a long struggle learning, and I have a couple buddies who have really tried to drill this in my head over the years, and I'm still not good at it. But it's the sense of instant gratification versus long term gratification. Most things that are important to do take time and they're hard. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle and small creators. Like, if people are watching this thing and be like, oh my God, am I insane that this is so difficult? No, you're not. People really struggle with the idea of putting something out in the world, nobody caring, nobody watching it. Like, even this video, probably 3 people are going to fucking watch, staying along for the ride. Motivation is very difficult without the gratification in this sort of fantasy that we all wish we could do. Let's say you make a video that gets 3,000 views, which is a fucking ton when you're just little old me. And then your next video gets 87. Really hard then to go do the follow up video. Get it. And when I started this again, I said to myself, you're not stopping. You're not stopping when the views drop. You're not stopping when you run out of ideas. And you're not doing this thing where you get in your head and you start questioning what's a good idea and a bad idea. Just make all your ideas. Just do everything. So I'm not in a position to give advice to anybody. I'm not in a position to, tell anybody what to do. And I do think there is maybe some value in hearing from someone who's more like you than someone who seems more larger than life. I used to think about the million views, the million subs, the 10 million this being that. I gotta get myself out of that mindset. And if you're in that mindset, like, it's great to be a dreamer. Don't let me tell you, or don't let it, don't, how about not? How about what? I'm not saying don't be a dreamer. It's great to have dreams. But attainable goals are also really important. How many channels are there that are averaging 50,000 views, 100,000 views, 80,000 to 200,000 views, or even 30,000 views? These channels are still making content for a living, which is really cool. Like, no way, shape, or form, I think people like me or most people who are trying to do this are in it for fame. There's definitely some. I know people like me went to film school, grew up loving film and gaming, and love the sound of our own voice and make ourselves laugh at our own jokes because we're egotistical. You watch my initial video back to this, I also talked about being a father now. And, if I tell my own son how to do something scary or follow your dreams, even if the world thinks it's stupid, you should do it as long as, you're making your ends meet, you're paying your bills and everything is fine. You should put your time into making some sort of effort at what you want. I'm going off on a lot of tangents here. I don't actually know if there's anything here. Point of the video is I'm really tired. The point of the video is I'm exhausted. I have been working a lot. When I'm not working, I've been being a dad. More importantly than being a dad, I've been trying to be a husband. And what I mean by that is my wife really has to be a mom because I'm gone a lot for work, right? So she's really got to be a mom. So as much as it's important for me to come home and take care of my son, it's a little bit more important for me to come home and take care of my wife. And this kind of stuff takes a really long time. But I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to not put out a video. I've been working and planning this movie twist video for a couple weeks, and I just haven't had time to get to it. And it's 10 o'clock, and I'm finally sitting down in my office to do something, but I work in the morning, and I thought, I just go back upstairs and say, fuck it again. I didn't want to say fuck it again. I didn't want to say, I'm not doing anything again. I'm going another day without posting something again. I didn't want to do that. It's better to post anything. It's better to be creative. This isn't creative, but you know what I mean? In any way than do nothing, especially when the algorithm's a picky bitch. I'm really tired, but I'm still trying. I hope other people who are tired keep trying, whether it's this or something else. I hope you find an attainable goal. I hope you have a dream that's worth chasing. I hope you do, in fact, chase it. And I hope, when you do get knocked down, because you're going to, when it does get hard to chase the dream that you keep chasing, that's the key. You can't let the difficulty stop you. It might take years for some things to truly happen, but again, good things don't happen right away. Anyway, guys, I went into this video with no plan, no script, no nothing. Just because your videos didn't blow up, keep uploading. Just because it's taking you 3 years to write your screenplay, keep writing it. Just because your last few paintings didn't look like what you wanted them to, keep painting. Do another one. You didn't have time for the last 3 weeks because life kicked you in the balls. Do it now. Do it tomorrow. Not like do it today. I'm saying tomorrow because it's 10 o'clock and I'm recording this. This video will be up tomorrow. Do it now. Do it when you have your minute. It's just better to do something than nothing. I didn't really say anything too philosophical, but maybe somebody gets something from it. Maybe someone finds relation. Maybe someone's feeling the same way and just needs to be told, hey, man, keep trying. Keep trying. The platform's still here. The world's still here. Try again tomorrow. Never stop. Never quit. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Wyatt. Welcome to my mind.